so sorry, but it was impossible this morning to get a taxi in Amsterdam, but I'm here. I'm so happy. So just really a few words about me. I work in fashion since more than 25 years, quite a long time, mainly in the creativity, but very fast I jumped in the management side. And, the creativity was really important for me, balancing a little bit, the business part of my life. But today I would like to speak to you about customers' needs and CX, that means the customer experience, as one of the most important topics, as one of the most important assets of our company. So, everyone is finding a better way to serve our consumers. Everyone understands that it's really the key for a successful brand, for a successful business, and it's really a smart product business, And that's the reason why all my life I was thinking that CRM is not just a tool, it's not just something that we have to think as a technical system to speak with our consumer, because the CRM is a mindset. It's something that we should really embrace in our company. I always say that when we start sketching a collection, when we have a merch plan that we give to our designers, when we have our collection, on the table, there is someone like an invisible consumer that is around us, just really giving to us advices, telling us what they need. So the CRM is starting really at the very beginning of a collection system. And, even the merch plan that we do is practically a way to contribute to have after a very good CRM system, because it's speaking about what they need, what happens in their life, and the reason why they should eventually buy something that is in our collection. So that's the reason why I always speak with my team about a mindset. I said, there is no way, there is no one moment when we should forget that at the end of the day, we need to give to our consumer what they want, compare and absolutely in our DNA, according to our values, but what they need. That's the reason why I think, and it's not only me, but there are many studies about it, that there are 4 important points that we have to keep in mind when we address a product to our consumer. The first one is for sure the visual. I think it's really one of the most important one, because visual is practically the aesthetic. It's the first moment when our consumers is really looking at the product. So the aesthetic of something, the beauty of a color, of a dress. I work in fashion, and that is for sure one of the first, 5 seconds when we decide that this product is really important for us. The second one is the emotional moment. The emotional moment is coming a little bit after, but it's still not technical moment, is when we emotionally think that we could eventually buy for some reason, for some specific occasions. Probably we have holidays, probably we have a present. There is no reason, but just we need for some specific soul moment, And then we go to something that is a little bit more technical. So the functionality, that's what is giving to us the possibility to understand, if we have to buy, because there are some functionality in a dress, in some shoes. The shoes, sometimes they are too high, probably not functional for what we need. Could be that anyway, in this moment, there is a much more technical part of our behavior that is coming back. But it's still a nice, interesting one. And then one of the most important one for a company, that is really the financial one, because financial is not only the money that a consumer has in his pocket. It's really the consistency of the company versus the price that he's presenting. Consumers are much more aware compared to the past of what is happening, And that's the reason why we have to be consistent with our DNA, in the sense that the product should be in the right place at the right price. And that's really, for us, an important moment when we build a collection, because this is practically the last moment that is making the decision of our consumer to buy or not to buy, together with the money that for sure they have in their pocket. For sure they have to find even the solution or eventually, the money to really proceed with what we have to buy. So all these 4 points is practically what we call consumer experience. All these points is practically the way, to consolidate the expectation of our consumer when he's getting in contact with our company. But sometimes we need even to go even more. I always give a very interesting example that seems to be, a little bit out of fashion, but it happens to me many, many times. I am from the south of Italy, so I cannot live without a cup of coffee in the morning, that's for sure. So it's my first, my first place. So I go out and I arrive in a nice bar, and for sure I am completely impressed by a super good, cup of coffee. But what about if I have, together with a cup of coffee, a super nice experience, as I have, without asking a glass of water, without asking a little biscuit, and if I have even an incredible good experience with the people, who are serving me, that's really something that is really over the experience. That's the reason why a company should always try to push the barriers and go even over. So we can plan, but each day, and that's coming back to why the CRM is not just a technical moment, but it's really a mindset of the company. We should find always a solution, because the consumer is too much aware of what is happening around the world. And together with the consistency of the possibility that they love our brand, we have to exceed in the expectation, to give to him, to him the possibility to buy our product. And why we have to do this, even because he can be the first ambassador. I don't want to say that it could be our RGB campaign, but anyway, together with all our influencers, ambassadors, campaign, incredible stuff, he will be the first one giving to the other a good stand about our company. And speaking about the claim of this moment that I have to spend with you, and what happens in this fair is about technology. For sure, the technology is giving to us, and being in fashion since 25 years, I can tell you that was very difficult for me in the past to get information about consumers. We were practically just really checking around. We were really asking physical to our salesperson to write some notes. We were asking for what we call dashboards, with some information about the consumer. Now it's really easy in a way, because we have a nice, incredible database, and it doesn't matter if it is physical or digital. We have the possibility to start really relation with consumer and understand what they want. In this case, I think the technology was really quite of the most important thing for us to really go back even to sustainability, because we don't need really to enlarge our collection. We can stay in our DNA, our value, our code as brand, and present the collection in the way that our consumers are waiting for. And that's, I think, thanks to the technology and all the system. Let's think about chatbot, for example. Let's speak about, newsletter interactive that we are really completely putting in place. You have information, you have questions, you have Q&A that can give to you, a different kind of possibility to organize your collection. And let's say that on the other end, we have something that is happening from the consumer side, because even they are really much aware of what is happening. And if we speak, for example, about sustainability, there are incredible quantity of questions arriving today about how your product, is fitting with new world, with the planet, with social sustainability. That seems to be something for us a little bit more challenging to manage, but in reality, it's again another important tool, because we would love and we like to have, a consumer that is aware of what is happening, and in a way, we can improve our brand, our business model to go in the direction that is right for us and for the people around us. And all the things that I said and it's nice, to speak, but would have been fantastic to have a much interactive talks, but probably we will do in a different section. This is consumer experience, but then it's very much related to what is our consumer service experience. So the way that we should really implement in our company the consumer experience management. Why this? Because we need absolutely, and these are new, let's say, new kind of people that we are training, that we are checking. It's a quite new, let's say, population that is not easy to find, that is very much related to the experience, okay, but the service that we have to give to our consumer. Because as I told you, they are aware of everything that is happening around the world. So we have to be possibly the best in class and give to them the possibility to interact with us and then improve our services. And when I speak about services, I speak about every possibility, that from a digital, for example, point of view, we can answer very fast to question, we can answer very fast to problematic, something that is coming back to us in a different way that we don't know. And really learn, even from this kind of relation that we have to speak with, that we have to do with customers. Anyway, is everything, and I'm personally convinced about emotion that is coming back after a while of time. I have to say 10 years of much more cold relation, or let's say much more technical. I think that as I manage even the marketing, and I'm seeing that marketing is a very much an emotional tools now again that I like. I think that even in this case, we have to find the possibility to understand that we are speaking with people. We are not speaking anymore with just, consumer to touch with our product and just give stuff to them. We need to really understand that it's our business, but this is people that needs to love our brand. And that's the reason why, for me, the management in this kind of area needs to be a very specific one and with a great expertise. Let's say that that is really the customer experience management will make the difference, totally. And that's the reason why we don't have anymore, just single people checking, on the email and understanding which kind of system we have to put in place to speak with our consumer. We have now team like exactly we used to have in the creativity side. So as we have now a team of creativity people just turning around and interesting, in presenting some beautiful stuff on the market. In fashion now, this part is becoming one of the most important ones. So we are really training nice people, nerds, strange people, just working at the possibility that this department is becoming something of some of the departments that are much more active in our company. Super fast, I will tell you something that, for example, is easy, that is happening and not in fashion, and they are super good. Netflix, for example, I think you noticed that as soon as you have, some preferences in terms of films and stuff, they will come back to you with exactly something that is fitting to your mindset, your way of looking at Netflix, even in terms of timing. I think that you noticed that they even send you at the right timing the stuff, because they just manage to understand when is the moment when you just look at this kind of stuff. And the same is for Microsoft. They have an incredible system to give you a possibility, to really embrace this kind of company. Like we have, Bed 6, we have many, but the most important one, and I don't want to mention something, but it's practically lack of alignment across the organization. We come back to the needs to have incredible teams. I am an expert, let's say, of reposition the brand. So in general, I manage different kind of team, and I did what I did in my life just because the team was incredible. And this is becoming one of the most important departments in our life. And again, unclear, what does it mean? It means that every brand, as I told you before, has a DNA. We have to be honest with our consumer. And if they're asking something or we're doing something that is not fitting with the DNA of our brand, then we lose. Then we will lose for sure, because the consumers are going to be super fast aware that it's not really our field. That's the reason why, even in terms of proposal, we have to be consistent. And the last one is the lack of technology. As I told you, we need data. We need to have information about consumers so that we can really program to be the best for them in terms of communication, in terms of offer, and something like that. So, if we start asking questions, and you know, I don't want to speak again about my old life in the dashboards, but was practically again the same system. This is really what we have to do. We have to start asking questions. So Q&A will become really one of the most important tools, not only in a digital way, but even physical. And from a technical point of view, we will have probably the right answer. And that's the reason why there is just one possible secret. I would like to say that we have to use the digital revolution that is really, wow, arrived like crazy in our life, just really to speak with our consumer and to put in place this kind of relation, as I told you, and let's talk with our consumer. This is the only way to go on, and this is the only way that we can find really better solution and have an incredible good service for these people that is incredible, you know, waiting for our stuff. That's it. I hope it was super fast, because they told me that we have